In today's video, I'm going to share with you 20 things that I do every single day. These are things that I feel like help me live a productive life. I'm always active. I'm always happy. Even though that I work from home and my husband and I are empty nesters, our daughters live elsewhere, I have a very strong and close relationship with my girls, and there are just things that I do every single day to foster my health and my well-being and my relationships and keep the people I love close at hand, and I thought I would share those with you in today's video. Maybe something that I'm doing will make you stop and think, I could do that better, or maybe I need to add that into my day. So I'm going to run down a list of 20 things that I do every single day to live a happy and fulfilled life. So the first thing is I wake up early. On most mornings, I'm up between 6 and 6:30. I love to watch the sunrise. There is just something so incredible about a quiet morning and the potential that is in front of me with every single day. I look at every day really as a gift. I get so many opportunities in every single day to do the things that I love, and I want to take full advantage of it, and that is one of the reasons I love to get up early. Of course, I have to have my morning coffee, and I sit on the couch every morning in the same exact spot with Maxie and Pollux right beside me. Most mornings they kind of jockey around to see who can get on the couch first. So the first one up normally gets my lap, and the second one up is laying beside the other one. But we spend at least 20, 25, 30 minutes every morning. I'm petting the dogs with one hand, drinking my coffee with the other, and I'm just looking outside into my backyard. Sometimes it's still really dark when I get up, and I love to look outside and see the tiki torches on outside in our backyard because I know I'm going to see a beautiful sunrise. And this is really crazy, but something I always make sure to do every single morning when I'm sitting on the couch. If I'm looking around in the room or looking at one of the dogs in my lap, I'm looking at something at a very close distance. I always look outside, off into the trees, back far into our neighborhood to make sure that my eyes try to focus on something far, far away. So at some point today, try that. Look at something really far off in the distance, and you can just feel the shift in your eyes. I could be way off base here, but I feel like when I look far away, like I'm doing now up the street, and I try to focus on my neighbor's house or a beautiful tree or flowers in their yard, my eyes benefit from not looking at things that are within my reach and within my home, because I let my eyes kind of flex their muscles, and I can feel the shift when I go from here. Let's say I'm just looking at my phone, and then I look up and I look outside at the trees in my neighbor's yard. I feel the shift in my eyes and in my brain, and it really helps to wake me up in the morning. So that's why I do that while I'm sitting on the couch, and I can just look out into the backyard and kind of take it all in. And you all know this one if you have been on my channel for any length of time at all. I make my bed every morning, every single day without fail. The simple task of making my bed every day starts my day off great. It sets a tone within my house that things are no longer messy and cluttered, and I'm ready to get on with my day. And it ensures that when I go to bed tonight and I walk into my bedroom, my bed is pretty, it is luxurious, it welcomes me to bed. I always sleep really, really great. And just the thought of getting into a messy, crumpled bed, I don't like the way that makes me feel. So I make my bed first thing in the morning. And then after I've done that, I always go around and tidy up the house. I keep a pretty clean house anyway, but the dogs like to drag out toys. Maxie's bed is who knows where. I just tidy up the house. If we ran the dishwasher when we went to bed the night before, I unload the dishes. If I've got a washcloth on the bathroom sink, I make sure and put it in the dirty clothes hamper. I may start a load of laundry. I'm going to tidy up my desk. After I've had my coffee, I make sure to put my coffee cup in the dishwasher. I don't want clutter. I don't want a mess. I want my house to represent me. And when my house is clean, I can think. My mind is free of all of that distraction. If I look around and see a mess everywhere, I just can't think straight. It makes me feel claustrophobic and unorganized and messy, and it just does not give me a good feeling. So I like to keep my house tidy, and I do that first thing in the morning. I always make a to-do list. It may be a simple to-do list, it may be a very long to-do list, but I always have some form of a list. There are things that I need to accomplish every day, and every day those things are different, but I write them down. I find that if I try to remember everything I need to do, it's kept in my head. Number one, I will always forget something, and it causes me anxiety, stress to always be telling myself, don't forget this, don't forget that. Oh my gosh, did you get this done? If I write it down, just simply make a to-do list, it frees my mind. It is all right there in front of me. I know exactly what I have to do. I'm not taking up brain power to try to remember to do those things. And when I write it down, it's so much easier to just get things done. I recently purchased this to-do list on Amazon, and it's kind of a daily affirmation list, things I'm grateful for, and I can list the top 3 things that I have to get done, must get done that day. And then there's a place for smaller tasks, things that are not that important, and I use that section for things I really want to get done, but if I don't get to them that day, it's okay, but at least they're out of my mind and on paper. Then there's a place I can just make notes and doodles, and having this to-do list on my desk every day has really helped me to be focused. I'm much more organized, and it is so satisfying to mark things off my list throughout the day. I will put a link to this little notepad in the description box below. This company has all different kinds of designs and different shapes and sizes of notepads. This is just the one that seems to work best for me. And I always, every single day, 7 days a week, do work. And that is because I love what I do. And when I say work, it doesn't have to be intentional work, but I'm always doing something for work. It may be just an Instagram story that I film on a complete whim. Nothing that was planned. The dogs might do something that just I think is funny, and I film it and make an Instagram story. Most days though, I'm working on my computer. That is why I have my own home office. It's set up exactly the way I need it to be set up, so I can work easily, I can get around easily. I always do things related to my YouTube channel, my Instagram account. I'm always thinking and planning ahead on my weekly newsletter. And if you saw my video the other day, I wrote a cookbook. Most days, for hours and hours on end, I was sitting at my computer designing the cover of the cookbook, writing the recipe cards. I'm in the kitchen cooking all the different things and taking photographs, and cookbook number 2 is underway. I have the theme of the cookbook decided, the recipes that are going to be in the cookbook, and so starting probably next week, I'm going to really start focusing on that. So a lot more time will be spent working at my computer. Every single day, I go outside and I get sunshine on my body. I love the sun on my face. I want to look to the sun. I want it to wake me up. I want to get my vitamin D. I want the sunshine to set and control all of the functions of my body. Sunshine makes me feel good. I feel alive. It gives me everything I need to get through the day. And that's another thing. Every single day I go on a walk and I walk my dogs. Unless it's raining or horrible weather, you'll find me outside on a walk in the sunshine. So I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. I face the sun. I feel the sun. It's life. I need the sunshine, and then I have to work my body. It may not be a huge workout. It may simply be walking up the street and back, but I always make sure that I get the boys outside so that they can sniff and get their exercise, and for me too. And on the days that I just simply am not able to walk, I stretch in the house. I do some form of stretching. I do something that is good and beneficial for my body. Every morning for the past 1.5 years at least, I eat the same exact breakfast. A low-carb yogurt that has unsweetened coconut, granola, and pecans on it, and a handful of fresh berries. Raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries, or a combination of any of those. That is my go-to breakfast about 10:30 every morning because I intermittent fast. So I eat on a 16:8 ratio, which means that I eat all of my meals in an 8-hour window. For me, that's normally 10:30 in the morning to 6:30 at night. So I kick off my morning with a bowl of yogurt. I have lunch in the middle of the afternoon. I have dinner. I'm normally done by 6:30, and then I don't eat anything the rest of the 16 hours. Oh, the next one is a big one. Every day I drink water. So this is my cup that I drink out of every day. I have multiple colors of these, but I love this cup because it keeps ice in my cup. This is a 20-ounce cup. I make sure that I fill it up with water 3 to 4 times a day. Plus, I drink unsweet tea with my dinner. So I try to get 60 to 80 ounces of liquid, mainly water, a day. It makes me feel good. It gives me beautiful skin. It keeps me hydrated. I can get a headache when I don't have the proper amount of water. And so I'm a water drinker. Something else I do every single day is check all of the analytics on all of my social media platforms. Pretty much first thing in the morning when I sit down at my computer, I check the analytics on my YouTube channel, how many views I got during the night, did I gain any subscribers? I just like to know which videos people are watching, and believe it or not, YouTube shows me in real time what videos are being watched at every single moment. It's crazy all the information that YouTube gives me, but I love it. I just like to know what's going on. Then I pop over to my Instagram channel, see if I gained any new followers on Instagram, how many people watched my Instagram stories that were posted the day before. And I have my favorite Instagrammers, so I always like to take about 10 minutes of the day, watch some Instagram reels, watch the stories of the people that I follow, because believe it or not, I do love a good Instagram influencer. I buy so many things that these women share. I buy clothing items, kitchen items, home decor items. I am influenced by them, and I love to see what they're up to. I just find that information fascinating, and it's things I need to know in order to do my job. So I always check my analytics. Oh, and then of course, every single day, I hug my dogs. I give them belly rubs. I love to get them booty scratches. My dogs are so much a part of my life. You all love Maxie and Pollux too. I know you do. And they are always with me. Right now, Maxie is laying at my feet in his bed, and Pollux is in the other room in his bed. He's looking around the corner, staring at me because I'm talking to my camera. He's wondering who the heck I'm talking to. But they're so much a part of my life. I love to be with them. I play with them every day. I love to scratch their ears and give them booty scrubs, and I'm always, just picking at them and touching them, and Maxie would be in my lap this very second if I would let him. So I always make sure to pay lots of attention to the boys. You know what? I talk to my sister every single day. Believe it or not, I really do. Both my sister and my parents. Now, my sister's a school teacher. I might talk to her at 6:30 in the morning, and it may be a 2-minute conversation, and that's it. Or we may have to have a quick chat when she's on her lunch break at school, or some days it's just a text. But there is really not a day that goes by that I don't have some form of communication with my sister. And truth be told, we probably communicate at least 5 times a day. It's the same with my parents. I will call their house every day. My dad normally answers the phone. He's not a big talker. I say, hey, what's going on? He's like, not much. I say, what are y'all up to today? He's like, oh, we're just kind of hanging out. That's the gist of our conversation. But at least I do talk to them every day. I check in. And if they haven't heard from me by mid-morning, they're usually calling me to check in. So that's just an everyday thing. And I also try to talk to both of my daughters pretty much every single day. They will call me, I will call them. It may be a long conversation, it might be a short conversation. They may need to know something. How do I cook something? Where do I get something? What do you think about that? And I have the same questions for them because they're adults now. I learn so much from my girls, but we talk every day. If we don't get a chance to talk, if one of us is, in a hurry or out somewhere, there is at least a text, and I love to share Instagram reels with them. Both my daughters have cats. I see the funniest reels on Instagram about cats, and I'm always shooting reels to them all day long or cooking things because they both love to cook. It does not matter if I have a phone conversation with them, a FaceTime call, or if we are only able to text each other every day. I say the words, I love you. Have a good day. I want them to hear the words from me or see the words from me. I want them to know it and not just think it or assume it. I want them to know without a doubt that I love them and I'm thinking about them, and I tell them every single day. Every day I make sure that I spend some amount of time outside. Now really the weather dictates how much time I can spend outside, but on a nice summer day or even a cool spring or fall day, I will go outside. I will sit on the back stairs in the sunshine. I will sit in the patio furniture. I will walk around outside. I'll take the boys on a walk. It doesn't matter what I'm doing as long as I have fresh air and quality time outside. If it is the dead of winter and it's just so cold I can't even stand it, I have been known to wrap up in a coat and a blanket and just go stand outside like this. I just need to be outside. If I can only stand it for 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes, but I make sure that every day I go outside and I breathe the fresh air and I just feel the wind and I feel the elements and I get out of my house. I am somebody that loves information. I love to learn. I love to think. I love to know new things. And so at some point every day I am looking into something, researching something, thinking about something, learning how to do something new, or getting information on how I can do something better. It's just part of who I am, and I think it makes me a better person. My mind is always thinking and growing, and learning something new every day really is a big part of my life. I kiss my husband every single day, multiple times a day, if truth be told. I kiss him every morning. I kiss him when he comes home from work. I kiss him every night. I love to kiss my husband, and I also tell him I love him. And if I had to put a number on it, I bet I say to Randy at least 5 times a day, I love you. It's super important to me, again, for him to know and feel how much I love him and how important he is in my life. And I make sure that he hears it from me every single day. Every day, I hold my husband's hand, or he holds mine. It's just kind of become a routine over the years. We've been married almost 22 years. When we get in bed at night and we get snuggled in and we watch a little 20 or 30 minute funny show, non-committal thing before we fall asleep, we hold hands in bed. And it may not be hands. He might have his hand on my arm. Our arms are wrapped together. Our legs are wrapped around each other. Our feet are entwined. But we are always holding each other in some form or fashion. And it may seem like something so small and insignificant, but really to us it is huge. If the day has gone on and I have not seen him, he's been working, I've been off doing my thing, he comes home, we're cooking dinner, and then, we've got life. There's things that happen. When we get in bed at night and he reaches over and puts his hand on me and I actually feel him touch me, there's just something about that, something I need. And I feel like if I need it, he needs it from me. So we always make sure to hold each other and hold hands and communicate how much we love each other. And the last thing I have for you, the 20th thing that I make sure that I try my best to do every single day, is laugh and smile. Life is hard. Life can throw you some curveballs. There's ups and downs, but I find that when I have a smile on my face, it really radiates inward. Yes, you see it when you look at me outwardly, but that smile radiates into my soul and makes me a happier person. And when I laugh, it's even that much better. My husband makes me laugh all the time. I find the funniest things on Instagram. It may be a reel of a dog doing something, or butterflies, or somebody saying something ridiculous. but it makes me laugh. It lightens my mood. It makes my day better if I just smile my way through it and get a few good laughs in there too. So I would love to know from you in the comments below. Tell me the one thing that you make sure that you do every day that you get the most benefit from. I would love to learn something from you, and maybe I'll add it on to my daily list. Have a good day. See you later.